Hi, you're welcome to my channel today. We'll be making this dress. If this is what you're interested in watching,
Hey,
sit
good day
back
to you,
and
whatever time you're
relax.
watching. You're welcome to yet another tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be making a gathers gown, two-step gathers gown. If this is what you're interested in watching, please sit back, relax, and watch. So, I have 2 years of fabric here. That's what I'm going to be using for the gathers gown. I'll be using white chalk. So, because of the chalk visibility, I'll be using the front part. So when you're sewing yours, don't chalk on your right fabric, always chalk at the left fabric. So we are going to start from the upper borders. Let's start. The upper borders is I'm going to cut the front and back together because there won't be zip. It's a choker neck. There won't be zip on this cloth. So the front and back is excuse me. Our front half length is 14, but I'll be using 15. We are going to be using half to join up, half to join down. Then I'm going to fold using our bust measurement. Our bust measurement is 36. 36 divided by 4, that gives us 9 inches. And I'll add 2 inches for ease and sewing allowance. So that makes it 11 inches. So I'm going to have 11 inches folding here. My folding should be 11 inches. It is just 10. I need 10 more inch. So 11. Yes, I have 11 now. So half length is 14. I said I'll be using 15, so I'll be cutting that part out. This is 15. I forgot. I said I want to use the right side so that it should be visible. So I'll be cutting out those parts. So keep this aside. Now our shoulder is start from the shoulder. Our shoulder is 13. Half of 13 is 6.5. 6.5. I'll be adding half inch for the shoulder sleeve to join the shoulder. So that's 7 inches. So here is where 7 inches is. Then our neck width will be 3 inches. So I'll come down by 1 inch from here to form my shoulder sleeve. Then I'll form a slant. I'll draw a slant like this. I hope my shop is clear. Then I'll come down by 8 inches. Our armhole is 8 inch. And form a straight line. Then the front armhole, I'll come down. I'll come in by half of the total length of the armhole. Then I'll come in by half inch here. So I'll form a armhole using the half inch here. Then for the back armhole, I'll just follow the straight line. Now I'll come here. Our bust measurement is 9. I'll add 2 inches, making 11 for the ease and sewing allowance. Then whatever I have at the bust, I'm going to put it at the waist because I'll be adding elastic to the waist. This now 11. Good. So I join it together. Now this is going to be a choker neck. I'll use 2.5 for the neck width and 1 inch for the back and 3 inches for the front. So our first cut. Okay. So I'll separate the back bodies from the front bodies. Now I'll cut the real armhole for the back, for the front I mean, on the neckline. Then I'll come down from the front. I'll measure just yes, okay. I'll measure 3 inches and I'll come down, split it to that 3 inches. So our front and back bodies is ready. Now we go on to the second, the lower part of the fabric. Okay, to cut the second part, to cut the lower part of this dress. You know the total gown length is 41, then minus 14 inches, which is the upper part. That's give us 27, 26, 27, sorry. So 27 divided by 2, that is 13.5. So I'm going to be adding 1 inch or 1 inch down for the joining to join at the upper part and to join at the lower part. That will give us 14.5. So I'll be making 14.5. And for me to know what to cut for the gathers, you're just going to, for the first layer, is going to be waist divided by waist times 2. Yes. So that to get a gather, the first layer is going to be waist times 2. And our waist is 32 divided by 2 because we are putting it into sorry. Our waist is 32 times 2, that gives us 64. So this is folded into 2, so I need 64. Let's just measure it. This is so this is 31. It's still okay. That's little 2. That's 62. So and I need I'll just fold this so that it's easy for you to cut. I need 14.5. Don't forget. For the first layer, it's going to be 14.5. I'm going to measure. Okay, let me put this part straight. Okay, since my shirt are not really, it's not obvious, so let me use, I'll be measuring 14.5. Here's 14.5. 2.5. So now I can cut out. Get that, just put that into 2. So I have to open up this part. So I can have for the front and for the back. So this is going to be for the front and this is going to be for the back. Now to cut for the second layer of the gathers, we are going to have our waist times 3. The waist is 32 times 3, that's 96. So I need 96 of my fabric. So it's going to be front and back. 96 divided by 2 is going to give me um 40. 96 divided by 2, that's 48. So I need 48 and I'm cutting 2 48 for front and back. So I'm going to fold this and I'm going to also make it 40.5 inches also. Don't forget. I'm going to fold it like this. I need 14 points. I want to cut out 48 and 14.5. Yes. So this, and this is 14.5. 14.5. That's 14.5. And I need 48 inches. So I'm going to need 48. So this 48. Don't forget that it's folded into 2 for front and back. Now I can cut out. This is the fabric that is left. So I can't really make any special sleeve with this. Yes. I want to make the sleeve a 2-step sleeve, a 2-puff step sleeve. So we can cut this straight. So there's going to be an elastic here, like a flake. So I'm going to attach this. I'll be showing you when I'm sewing it. why I make this one more than this is because this one has a French end. I'll just fold it once, but this one doesn't have a French end. I have to fold it like twice. So I'll just make an extension of the top to have here now. And see, and this. So this is going to come. I'm going to attach this to it. After attaching, then I'll add elastic to just give it gather effect. So we are done with the sleeve. Now I'll just cut a straight from our leftover fabric. I'll just cut a straight stripe for the neck. Come to the cutting section of this fabric. So to start with, you need to start with the back neckline, at the front neckline. Remember there's an opening here. So this opening, I'm going to tape it with bias. So I'm going to use bias to tape this parts like this. I'm starting like this from the front. I will sew, then move on to this part. Then after sewing to this part, then I'll flip it in from here like this. Then I'll turn it over inside like this. So I'll have a neat finish. Let me quickly do that and show us. Okay, right now I'm done fixing the bias on the neck like this. So when you're doing yours, make sure that this white is not showing outside. Then the next step now is to pick the sleeve. There is my sleeve. Remember I cut out the sleeve. I'm going to join the extra sleeve like this first part. I'm going to place this on it. Right side facing right side like this. Then I'm going to sew. I'll do the same thing for the other sleeve. After sewing here, then I will hem. I'm going to hem this side. I will hem it. Then after hemming, I'll show the next step. So also, I'll take the gathers, the lower part. This is the first layer of the gathers. I'm going to draw gathers for this. I'm going to draw gathers for all the lower part, the skirt part. This is the first layer. I will sew gather straight and gather it together. Then do the same thing for the first layer. I will sew a gather stitch. Then I will gather it together. After gathering it together, I will come back and show us what next step. Okay. Now I'm done sewing the lower part to the sleeve. You can see it. Then I've gone ahead to weave it, to interlock it. Now I will be taking around sleeve is 12 inches. So I cut out an elastic of 12 inches. So I'm going to stretch this elastic along the sewing allowance here like this. Then I'm going to sew it down. So it's going to gather it up for me like this. I'll do the same for the second sleeve too. I'll sew the elastic along the line and to gather it for me together like this. So let's keep this aside. Then now let's go to the skirt part. For the skirt part, I've sewn my gather stitch and I've gathered it round. This is the first layer. This is the second layer. So this is where I'm going to arrange it. I'm going to pick this like this. You see, I've also gathered this part too. I've gathered it, you can see. So I'm going to place it like this. Then this first layer, I will turn it over like this. Then I will sew on it. I will sew it on to the first layer. I will sew it this way. Sew it till I get to the end here. So I will sew it down. After sewing it down, I will weave it. I will interlock it. Then I will now pick the upper bodice. This for the back. I will also place it on the first layer like this. I will sew. I've also gathered the upper part. I will sew it like this. See, I will sew it this way, straight down. I will sew. Then after sewing, I will interlock it. Then I will do the same thing for the front also and show us the next step. Okay. Now I'm done attaching elastic to the hem side. So it looks like this. And if I turn it over, it's going to look like this. I did for both sides, and I also hem the lower part. So this is what I have at the end of the day. So I'm going to set this aside now. Then the body of the dress, I already attached the gathers. Can see it like this. This is the first layer and this is the second layer. After attaching, I have to weave it round. Then I do the same thing for the front and the back. Now the next step is to attach our elastic to the waist. At the waist side, there's going to be an elastic. Remember that we use the bust measurement for the waist, so we need something to gather it to make it look fitted around the waist. Our waist is 32, so half of 32 is 16. So I'll be cutting 16 inches for the elastic, but because I want it to be gathered more, I won't cut exactly 16. I'll cut 14 inches for the elastic. I'm going to cut 2 for both the front and the back. 14 inches for the waist elastic. So now I'm going to, the same way I did what I did for the sleeve, I'm going to repeat it here. I'm going to place it here and sew around the waist, then to gather it together at the waist region. You're saying, so I will sew it like this and gather it here like this. I'll do the same for the back also. Then after that, I'll attach the front and the back together. This is the back. I'll join them at the shoulder, and here's the front. So I'm going to sew this up there, sew it and weave it. Come back for the next step. So we are gradually getting to the end of the tutorial. I've attached the sleeve, the shoulder part I mean, then here's the waist. I've attached an elastic to the waist. So here's the elastic by the waist side, you can see, and I've attached the, I did not attach elastic to the lower part. It's only at the waist side you're going to attach the elastic. Then we go on to attaching our sleeve like this. To attach the sleeve, you notch the center. Okay, so you notch the center, then place it from the center like this. It's going to have some gather, so you just start from here. You sew, 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 sew. So by the time you get to the mid of the shoulder, you have excess that you're going to gather here. Then you continue sewing till you get to the other end too. So I'm going to do that, then come back and show us. Okay, now I'm done attaching the sleeve and I've weave it. Here is the sleeve. Here. And I'll weave it round. So the next step now is to fix our neck, the choker neck. This I'm going to sew this. You're going to get the center of the neck. Here is the center. So I'll notch the center. Now I've cut out a stripe of 4 inches, cut out a stripe of 4 inches by that 4 inches by um depending on how long you want your stripe to be. So I have 4 inches by 60. My stripe is 4 inches by 60. Now at the center of my stripe, I'm going to that center of the neck. So I'm going to sew from inside like this. I will sew around the neck this way till I get to this point. And I'll also do the same from here, from the center. I will sew around like this till I get to this point. After sewing, then I will come, fold this part and top stitch it on top of it and sew round. Let me do that on the machine for you to see. Let me bring the machine closer. So I'm going to start from the inside. Now I'm sewing the second side. So here is the neck. Now I'm going to now simply just start from the hem here like this. And sew. Like that, so. I stop exactly where the neck starts from. Then I'll do the same for the other side too. the same way I did for that part, I also stop where the neckline start. Then I'll turn this over. So now I'm going to top stitch from here to this point. This way. So as you can see, we are done with the neck and it's neatly fixed there. So just have to knot it. So there's the center. Now we are almost getting to the end of the sewing. The next step now is for me to sew, turn it over hand, join the side together. Using my sewing allowance, I added 2 inches as my sewing allowance. So I'll be sewing one, using one. The remaining 1 inch is going to be an ease allowance because there is no zip in this dress. So the remaining 1 inch is going to be my ease allowance. So I will sew 1 inch from here and I will sew it downward like this, making sure that the lines are aligned. This part are aligned. Then this way, just going to sew one inch downward and until I get to the hem. So when I finish sewing the hem, I'm going to hem it and come back to show the final result. So finally we are done with the dress. I've sewed the side and I've weaved it. Look at, is this not beautiful? So now I'm going to place it on the mannequin for us to see the final look. So let me turn it over. Okay, so here is it. Let me place it on the mannequin for us to see the look.